So another week of fantasy done, and we're back again for another roundup, this time for round 2. This round's results were actually pretty interesting. Obviously starting off with Italy and Australia. I think I actually predicted an Italy win. May have to check the last video, but I think I called it. They just seem to be really on form at the moment. Australia don't seem to be as much, but a great win for Italy, and anyone who picked Capuozzo, absolutely amazing. And then obviously Ireland, Fiji, 35-17, not the biggest scoreline. I had a bit of a flop with my Irish players, to be honest, which I was quite annoyed about, but I still scored pretty decently overall. England, Japan was obviously the game to target, 52-13. Obviously called this before, however, probably should have captained an England player. I was probably blinded a little bit by Ireland's recent form, but I did have 3 England players, so they did perform pretty well. Then obviously Wales, Argentina. Again, probably predicted a similar scoreline to this. However, not a great game. I think actually Jack Morgan, as a super sub, got well over 120 points, which was really interesting. I think he actually got brought on early in the game, so not one that I saw. And then France, South Africa. Again, another really good game. Ramos performed pretty well for me, which we'll see later, but I think most of these players did perform okay. Then obviously Scotland, New Zealand. Really unlucky on Scotland actually, but New Zealand are just a different class at the moment, and going against England this week, I think it'll be a tough matchup, but I think they'll probably edge it. As always, if you do like the videos, then drop a like and subscribe. And also comment. I say all the time that I reply to all the comments, so yeah, drop a comment below if you want any advice. So I actually scored 611 points for the round. I don't think that was too bad actually. Obviously, captain and super sub choices were very poor, I think. But first off, I guess we'll start with England players. So Marcus Smith absolutely smashed it for me. Obviously got 2 tries, 62 points. Maybe with 2 tries and the scoreline, I would imagine 62 points is quite low, so possibly could have got more, but we'll take 62. Itoje with obviously almost 40 points, really good there, and Genge with a try and 32 points. I think some of the backfield players could have got a little more points, like Freddie Stewart scored really decently this round, so maybe I could have switched him for Genge, but I guess I did stick with Ramos and Barrett as a back 3. Buffelli, not a great shout this week, but who would have saw Wales overcoming them? So obviously I'll address the Ireland players. Jimmy O'Brien as captain, 53 points, not ideal in the slightest. Obviously that is doubled, so I think scored something like 25 points. Not ideal in the slightest. Obviously Ramos was better, Smith was better, Savea, a lot of players were better this round. So pretty poor captain choice for me, but I think as a centre who is actually playing fullback in real life, I think it was a good pick, just maybe not for captain. Jack Conan also slipped off, 23 points. I thought this was his chance to, I guess, reassert himself as an international player, but obviously he may have done that, but obviously not in fantasy points. And finally, Dan Sheehan, yeah, it's a big L for me. 7.5 points, that's obviously tripled. I just think they didn't bring him on early enough. I think he had something like 10 minutes, which obviously wasn't great, and yeah, just didn't really get involved, to be honest. A huge deal. So definitely better choices as super sub, with the likes of Slade. Obviously I mentioned Jack Morgan too. So we'll have to reconvene for next week. Sticking with the bench, yeah, Monty Ioane and Zamet, not too bad to be honest. Obviously that's halved the points. I think that's pretty decent. If they're in my starting team, 30 points and just over 30 points would be okay. Obviously Buffelli didn't perform great for me. I thought actually Argentina could do the double and beat England and Wales back to back, but I think that was a bit punchy to be honest. And obviously Zamet at fullback did well. I just think that he probably could have got a little more points in terms of running meters and also probably got a try or two, but I guess he has that opportunity against Georgia. I actually did get a few tries this week as well, so my whole front row each got a try, so I think that was a huge positive for me. Obviously, Cyril Bai, Takiaho and Genge. Takiaho performed brilliantly again. I actually think he got brought off around 55-60 minutes as well, so I don't think he had too many minutes. So 42 points I'm actually really happy with. Then obviously Will Scouten, I think he performed pretty decently as well. 25 points for a second row, it's okay. Obviously Cannone for Italy was absolutely massive. I think he scored something like 50, 60 points. So he was definitely a brilliant pick there. Ardie Savea, always a solid option. Could literally captain him every week and he'd smash it for you. And then Greg Aldry, didn't perform great to be honest. Don't really know why, because I thought he would have got through loads of carrying. Obviously South Africa defence could be the reason why there. But nonetheless, I think he is still a solid option week in, week out. Another try in Thomas Williams. Actually was quite a good try. He's always a try-scoring threat as well for Wales. Smith we've obviously alluded to with the 2 tries. And then going on to the backfield, I guess Tompkins, not the greatest game. I think he got brought off pretty early as well, to be honest. So that might be the reason why he only got 15. And then finally, Ramos and Jordi Barra. Ramos actually smashed it again, 65 points, which is huge. I think just him being a fullback and being able to kick goals is a huge thing. So definitely looking at him again for next week. And Jordi Barra, he just does actually seem to smash it again, week in, week out. Also kicks. So looking at it actually, my whole back 3 did kick for their respective countries. So I think that is an option going forward. Obviously Boffelli didn't perform too well this week though. Let me know how you guys did down in the comments below. I think some of you did pretty decently as well. I think the top scoring for this week was actually something like 780, which I guess I'm pretty far away with, obviously 611. However, I think with a different captain choice and super sub, I could definitely be right up there. For example, Mac Hansen I think was probably the best captain this week. Again, not sure really why I didn't pick him or have 100% certainty on him. I think I just really saw Sheehan on the bench as a really decent super sub option. Balogun as well for Ireland also scored almost 50 points. And then like I said, with the likes of Jamie George, Slade, Jack Morgan as well, who would have also been a class super sub this week. So that is it for the round 2 roundup. I will be back again on Friday for the round 3 selection, and also I guess just talk around fixtures and basically players to target. So if you do enjoy the videos, then please subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on to not miss it, because I guess I have to post on Friday because all the teams actually get announced then. So make sure notifications are on so that you're ready for the Saturday deadline.